Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, good morning, good day, good night. What's up, everyone? Welcome back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution rant battles. Fuck yeah! Alright, so I'm back today to talk about some stuff. I know, mind-blowing, right? Alright, anyway. If I'm done being an asshole for 2 seconds, which, to be honest, I highly doubt it, because being an asshole is my specialty. So, anyway, if I can actually refrain from being stupid for more than 2 seconds, I am going to be talking about something. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist the urge to be an asshole for more than 2 seconds, like I suspected. But anyway, all joking aside, I am here today to talk about something that for a long time has eluded me, but I feel like I've figured out the key to that which has eluded me. And I feel like, because for those of you guys who don't know, recently I moved from my mom's house to my dad's house because, long story, but my mom kind of kicked me out of the house. For some really stupid reasons, too, that were just straight up not true. But, you know, again, one of those kind of things where I can't control what other people do, so it is what it is. And again, I wasn't too worried about it because, again, you know, I was like, okay, you're kicking me out of the house, whoop-de shit, I have a dad who lives literally 5 minutes away, so, okay. You know, that's basically how that went. She basically, like, I think she was expecting a bigger reaction out of me or whatnot, but I don't do that. See, I'm an asshole, so I don't fucking care, you know? So she basically, like, because one day I remember she came up to me and she's like, you have 30 days to get all your shit out of the house. I'm like, okay. That was my reaction to that. I think she was kind of expecting that to hit me harder, but it didn't because, again, in that situation, I held all the cards, you know? She thought that she held all the cards, but really I was the one who held all the cards because I already had another place lined up where I could go. So getting kicked out of that house for me wasn't really that big of a deal. The only thing that was a bit of a nuisance was having to move all my shit. But other than that, I mean, I really didn't give a shit one way or the other, so that whole situation was what it was. But yeah, so I feel like, though, by moving into my dad's house, because I'm going to be honest, living at my mom's house, she stressed me out a lot. You know, I just feel like she expected too much out of people. I feel like she always does as well. Ever since I was a little kid, you know, whenever we had to do a job, and we were always, as kids, we were constantly doing housework, yard work, stuff like that, all the time when I was a kid. You know, other kids would be out, you know, riding their bikes and shit. Nope, I'd be in the fucking garden pulling weeds. So, yeah, I mean, still, not that big of a deal. You know, it teaches a kid the, you know, value of hard work. So I understand that. You know, I'm not bitching about that necessarily, even though it did kind of suck ass. So, I just feel like she expected way too much out of the people, you know, that were her family, I guess you could say. You know, she expected too much out of me and my siblings, and I think she also expects too much out of herself as well, which is why she stresses herself out so much. So, I kind of figured to myself, you know, maybe it'll be good for me to get kicked out of there anyway, because maybe I'll go to live with my dad and it'll be a little less stressful, because he's typically a little more laid back than she is. And I'm a lot more laid back than both of my parents. Because I'm at that point in my life where I just quite frankly don't give a fuck. Actually, I'm at that point in my life where I've straight up lost the ability to even pretend to give a fuck. So, I feel like with that whole situation, at the time I felt that, you know, okay, I'll go to live with my dad, it'll be a little less stressful, maybe it'll actually end up being a good thing for me. You know, that's kind of what I figured anyway. And to a certain extent, extent, I was right. But in a lot of ways, I was wrong. Definitely wrong. Living at my dad's house for the past few weeks now, I want to say. Something like that. I want to say it's been about a good, 3 weeks. Maybe 4. Some shit like that. I don't remember the exact count. And for part of that, me and my dad were actually in Tennessee at a NASCAR race. It was fucking awesome. I'll be talking more about that probably at some point in the future. But other than that, I've been living at my dad's house and whatnot. And it has helped me come to the realization that there is only one way I will ever truly obtain the happiness that has so eluded me over the years. There's only one way that I will ever obtain that. The peace and quiet that I have so sought after. And that is to become 100% self-reliant. I think I'm the kind of person... I'll put it like this. I've always considered myself a free spirit. I'm like a fucking eagle. I want to spread my wings and fly. And I need the room to do that. If I'm in a cage, I can't just spread my wings and fly, if you catch my drift. What I need in order to be allowed to do that is my own space. I truly believe that the only way that I will ever obtain the happiness and the peace and quiet that has so eluded me is to become completely self-reliant and to have my own place of residence. Because if there's one thing I've learned from living with my dad, it's that no matter who I'm living with, it's just gonna irritate me. Even if it's someone that I don't completely dislike. See, the thing about my dad is that, yes, I appreciate the hell out of the fact that he let me just, move in. That's awesome. But at the same time, there's certain things about him that I find to be extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. I have found that about both of my parents. I feel like if I was living with one of my friends, it would be a little bit better. But I'm the kind of guy, I like to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. If I want to walk around the house without a fucking shirt on, I want to do that. I want to be able to have the freedom to do that. And for those of you who are curious, I'm not actually wearing a shirt right now. It's fucking great. Mostly because my dad's at work, and I don't give a fuck. Alright, anyway. But I truly feel like, if nothing else, this whole moving in with my dad experience has definitely taught me that even if I go the rest of my life without ever finding a significant other or a soulmate or whatever, I am definitely 110% okay with that, because I feel like I'm the kind of person who needs my own personal space to be allowed to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. Because again, I just like to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. If I want to blast music at fucking midnight, I'm gonna fucking do it. So, I truly believe that the only way that I will ever be happy again is to become self-reliant. And unfortunately, in order to do that, I have to pass the rest of my classes in school, get my goddamn degree, get a job that's at least good enough so that I can rent an apartment somewhere. I'm not talking about anything fancy. I'm not talking about getting myself my own house or anything right off the bat, because that's, just not going to happen within the realm of realism. That's just not going to happen. So what I need to do once I graduate is get myself probably a job that at least I make enough at to rent an apartment, because I have suffered for long enough. I have been so depressed these past 3 years, and I'm sick of it. I think I've suffered enough. I just want my peace and quiet. And I feel like if I were to get my own place and become self-reliant, then that's the only way I could ever find true happiness. Because again, I'm definitely grateful to my dad. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful to him for allowing me to move in here. Very much so. But at the same time, I just really don't like people. I'm not a people person. So the only way I'll ever be truly happy is to get my own place. And to become self-reliant. I did take one step towards that, though, by, getting my car titled in my name. Because it was titled under my mom's name, so that way we could get better, insurance rates. She basically paid the insurance, and then, I paid her. So that's how we were doing it before. But now, of course, I own the car. Oh, boy, this is not a good situation for me. I just realized in this battle here, because there's literally nothing Latios can do. Because the only attacks Latios has are Psychic and Umbreon's Dark type. So I'm fucked. So, yeah, that's the only way I'll ever obtain my happiness is, again, to just strike out on my own and finally be able to live the life that I want to live. Free from the shackles that bind me. To be honest, I've always been a bit more independent anyway. I've never trusted anyone else. I have trust issues. I'll be the first to admit it. I just don't trust other people. And that's why I don't like to rely on anyone other than myself. But unfortunately, I don't have the means to support myself at the moment. Which kind of sucks, but it is the way it is. So, maybe someday. Hopefully I can pass my class this semester and everything will be alright, and then I can get that dumbass degree and finally move on with my stupid life. Gonna try to avoid having to go for a bachelor's degree if I can. Like, I don't care if I get some blue-collar job or whatnot. I don't give a shit so long as I, have enough to support myself. Again, doesn't have to be fancy right at the beginning. I can get a cheap apartment somewhere. I don't really care. But I just really want to be on my own. I really want to get past this part of my life and just leave it behind me. Alright, anyway, guys, that'll do for that one. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.